I'm going to spend a few minutes showing you how you can analyse language, structure and form whilst answering one of your English literature questions. We're going to look at Romeo and Juliet. And the question is, how does Shakespeare present their love in this extract? We're looking at Act 1, Scene 5, line 92, where Romeo and Juliet first meet at the masked ball. And Romeo goes up to Juliet and they place their hands together and they dance. And at the end of this extract, they kiss and they meet and they've fallen in love. The examiner is marking you on your ability to analyse language, structure and form. So we need to answer this question, how is their love presented? And there are a multitude of ways to answer that. Some people believe their love is too rushed, is too immature, is too hot-headed, it's dangerous almost because their passion is too intense. Other people believe their love is pure and special, they're soulmates. You can decide how you feel their love is presented. Where there isn't as much flexibility is the evidence. The evidence is this moment, and we have to find things to say about language, structure and form within this moment. I'm going to assume you've read this and understand this extract, and I'm just going to focus on how to analyse language, structure and form. So let's see what's happening with language. The language is filled with religious imagery. Holy shrines, sin, pilgrims, devotion, holy palmers, saints, prayers. What backs our evidence is filled with religious language. What do we want to say about that? How does that help us answer this question of how their love is presented? Some people say it shows their love's dangerous because they're using religious terminology to try and flirt with each other, to try and kiss each other. Some people think that's disrespectful, that's dangerous to God. I'm more romantic. I think it shows that their love's on a higher plane. Their love's spiritual. It's beyond just physical attraction. It's a spiritual connection, would be my interpretation. Let's see what we can say about structure. If I look at the structure, Romeo has 4 lines, Juliet has 4 lines, Romeo has a line, Juliet has a line. It's very balanced. That's my evidence. What point can I make? What does that tell me about how their love is presented? It tells me they listen to each other. It's an equal, balanced relationship. One talks, the other listens. There's mutual respect within this first meeting. Something else to notice about the structure. They repeat each other's words. Romeo says pilgrims, Juliet says pilgrims. Juliet says holy palmers, Romeo says holy palmers. This continues throughout. Again, they mirror each other's language. The fact is, Shakespeare uses repetition, which shows they're feeding off of each other. They're mirroring each other's language. What can we say about form? In an ideal world, in our essay, we will include something about language, structure and form. There isn't always something to comment on, but in this extract, there really is. So if we look at the form, how is it written? How is it presented? This first meeting is written in the sonnet form. A sonnet is a style of poetry, and with all poetry, it has certain rules. A sonnet is always made up of 14 lines, and here we have our 14 lines. It always follows a particular rhyme scheme. The first and the third line rhyme. Hand, stand. This, kiss. It forms an A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, G rhyme scheme. So every first and third and second and fourth line are rhyming, and it ends with a rhyming couplet. 2 rhymes next to each other, sake and take. What can we say about that? The fact it's written in this form. Well, sonnets were always traditionally, especially with Shakespeare, written about love. So I would argue this shows their first meeting is written in the love sonnet form. To me, that shows Shakespeare wants us to believe their love is pure. He wants us to believe in their love. Also, their rhyming couplet, they share. So Juliet says sake, Romeo finishes the rhyming couplet and he says take. It's almost as though they're finishing each other's sentences. To me, it shows they're connected, they're on the same wavelength. Only you'd use more formal language than that. So in summary, how would I answer this question? How does Shakespeare present their love in this extract? He presents it as pure love. How do I know that? Well, my evidence is the language because of all this religious language, and religion meant something to people in Elizabethan England. Everyone was religious. It wasn't something he opted out of. So it takes their love to this higher level. Another point I'd make is that their love seems balanced and full of respect. Where's my evidence? The structure. One talks, the other listens. It's balanced. They feed off of each other because they repeat each other's words. I would also say their love is presented as a pure love because it's written in this form of a sonnet, and demonstrate how you know it's a sonnet. Finally, I'd say they're like soulmates where they finish each other's rhyming couplet. I hope this very fast and speedy overview has given you an idea on how you can start to analyse language, structure and form in order to answer your questions. That's what we need you to be doing. Thanks for listening.